Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Matthew here. A lot of exciting stuff going on. As you guys know, I'm bringing you on a journey to try and acquire another investment property. Now, one of the things that I've recommended in the past is being able to use home equity lines of credit as eligible forms of down payment. These are actually one of the most effective debt weapons for purposes of investment property down payments, or even primary res down payments if you happen to be moving like we are, where we can basically access revolving capital from another property, and we can use it as our 20, 25, 30% down payment in order to get the best financing possible. And we can actually repeat that process by using other debt weapons and paying off the home equity line of credit. So you can kind of transfer money around and hide it at times. It's very, very cool. And in the past, I have actually attempted to get a home equity line of credit on an investment property that we've been paying off, okay? And we owe currently $93,000 on that house. Given you the details on it before, we've paid down somewhere a little north of $100,000 in just the last 30 days using the techniques that we teach about on this channel. Yes, we have a large amount of leftover cash flow every month, about 6 figures-ish left over every month. So that gives us a lot to work with. But the only way that we got to that level was by using everything else we teach on this channel. So while I realize some of you might be watching this video saying, oh, well, you're making all this money. Look, we started with nothing. We were broke, okay? Just like most successful people who teach you about their journey to success, at some point along the way, they too started from broke. So if you're starting from broke, don't allow that to discourage you. You have to dig into the material through the other videos here on this platform and start to learn what it takes to just take baby steps and continue putting one foot in front of the last. It's all a matter of methodical, strategic, slow, gradual progress. This is nothing to do with getting rich quickly, I can assure you of that. I wish I had discovered getting rich quickly along the way, and unfortunately, I am not your solution if that's what you are seeking. However, if you like the idea of tens of thousands in cash flow every month, if you like the idea of 6 figures in cash flow every month, keep in mind, cash flow is the difference between what we earn and what we spend. So that's what's left over. That's available, okay? And so if you like the idea of tens of thousands of leftover money or hundreds of thousands of leftover money every month, then we just have to continue to take those gradual steps and get ourselves there. It can happen relatively quickly. Okay, now again, not to be confused with getting rich fast, because when I say relatively quickly, I'm talking about years. I'm not talking about months or weeks or days. I'm talking about years and years of consistent effort, working at mastering your craft and actually strategizing wealth creation versus just simply going to a job and earning a paycheck and paying our bills and having something left over. That is not going to create wealth. You have to be investing in yourself. You have to be investing time and effort into research and development, and you have to actually be investing your money and having it working for you, period. So I'm gonna work at getting access to another tool to help leverage. Leverage being one of the single most valuable ingredients to wealth creation that there is. This is where we rely on other people's money, much like the philosophies of Robert Kiyosaki from the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. Some of what we teach relies on a lot of his philosophies, but we then turn around and treat the debt as dangerous. In fact, the $93,000 that we owe on this existing rental property is the only debt that is currently outstanding for us at the moment. So we're planning on having this debt completely paid in full within the next few months, and beyond that, we're just stockpiling, okay? I have to be super clear that I don't think you have to be incredibly active investing in certain markets when it's not a good time to invest in those markets. Real estate is one of those markets right now. So you might be asking yourself, well, why then are you getting access to this tool? Well, because I happen to stumble upon an opportunity that I think can produce terrific cash flow somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,500 to $2,000 per month for this one property. That's a terrific net cash flow position. That's after maintenance and management and vacancies factored in. And so we're gonna run those numbers as well as we get a little bit further in this deal. But I'm waiting for a call back from my real estate agent while I am now in pursuit of this debt weapon. So let's go ahead and just see if we can't get Westterra Bank on the phone. This is a credit union. We already attempted to do this through Vectra, and unfortunately we were declined. Now, one thing that you'll discover about debt weapons is that you're not promised a debt weapon. Just because you have great credit and you have great income and you meet all of what seems to be the underwriting guidelines banks can still turn you down. In fact, roughly 1 in 3 debt weapons I apply for, I'm disqualified for. They deny it. It's frustrating as hell. Banking does not become more fun just because you're doing it a better way. All right, I want to warn you about that banking is frustrating. The results are just a lot better. So let's go ahead and see if we can get Sammy on the phone.
Calling Westera Credit Union. Please listen carefully as our menu options have changed.
Now, I spoke with him way back in March. So they may not even have this product anymore. That's what we're going to find out.
Hello, you've reached Westera Credit Union. Thank you for calling. Please leave a message and I will return your call as soon as possible.
Hey, Sammy. Great to try and connect with you here again. My name is Matthew. I spoke with you back in March regarding a non-owner occupied home equity line of credit product that you had available at that time. Can you give me a call back when you get a chance? I'm wanting to move forward with an application for that if you have some time today. So please give me a call. And in the event that you miss me, just please leave a message. I am on the phone most of the day. So chances are I'll have to call you back. Thanks, Sammy. Chat with you soon. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So we obviously aren't having much luck here today, leaving a lot of voicemails, but we're keeping the wheels in motion. And that is the key, is you've just got to keep moving along here. All right. And my goal, we'll say it out loud, we'll see if it happens, is to get somewhere in the ballpark of $200,000. There's a lot of equity in this home. It's worth somewhere around $425 on the low end if we're being conservative. On the high end, as much as maybe $525. So we can come in and be fairly conservative and still get a fairly large sum of money. So we're gonna see what happens. I'll bring you guys back in when we get a call back. Chat soon. Okay, so I just heard back from Westera Credit Union. I wasn't able to record that call, but I wanted to share some of the details with you guys about this non-owner occupied home equity line of credit. I just got some of the specifics on the underwriting and I want to give you kind of what I'm facing here. So this is a prime plus 2% interest rate on this product, meaning it's attached to the index of prime. It can adjust every month. We have to be careful because if rates get away from us, then so can our payments, and we can end up in trouble if we're unable to afford the minimum payments anymore. This product in particular goes up to a 75% combined loan to value. That's acronym is CLTV. Now, combined loan to value means that any loans that are in place today added to the new loan cannot exceed 75% of the value of the property. So if this value comes out at, say, $400,000, the maximum that they would be willing to lend would be up to $300,000, including any other loans that we have on this house. Now, this particular house has a $93,000 plus current mortgage balance associated with it, which means that we would be somewhere in the proximity of $200,000 and change that would be available to us if we were approved for the full 75% and we were appraising all the way up to the full $400,000. Now, I think the property is worth more than that. We don't even need a full 200, but we're gonna see if we can get somewhere in that neighborhood. They will go all the way up to a $500,000 loan size on this product, but no more. So if I did say have $1 million value on this property and only owed the 93 at that point, we could not go all the way to a $750,000 combined loan size between my first of 93 and this new second. They would cap it at $500K. It does have a 10-year draw on it, so I can use it, repay it, use it, repay it, use it, repay it, and that's the intention here. We want to use it, acquire this next property for investment and primary use purposes, but it also has a 10-year balloon on it, which means in 10 years, any amount that's currently owed is called due. This is extremely dangerous if you're not following acceleration-based techniques. If you're not moving towards paying things off quickly, then you can get caught here with your pants down, so to speak. And even people like Dave Ramsey claim to have fallen into bankruptcy because of banks calling his notes due. So we have to be super, super sensitive as we strategize with this. One thing I've always loved about home equity lines of credit as a debt weapon is that they're relatively inexpensive. In this case, this is a $250 fee to acquire this product, plus the cost of the appraisal. Appraisals will run anywhere between, I don't know, $400 to $600 usually. So we're looking at somewhere in the ballpark of $850 or less to get access to potentially a couple $100,000 that I can use for anything. They are considered eligible forms of down payment. Versus other types of debt weapons, which would have to be drawn and put into the bank and seasoned for at least 2 months before they're considered eligible. There is no annual fee on this either, so again, from an expense standpoint, this is great. It's available to me perpetually. As I pay it off, I can have access to it again, and it's not costing me unless I'm actually drawing and using the money. Now, let's compare that to, say, a cash out refinance. If I wanted to go in and let's say borrow up to 75% on this property, refinance the first mortgage into a new loan, that interest rate would rise because it's currently at a really great rate compared to today's rates, and it would cost somewhere between 2 to 3% in closing costs. Well, 2% on $400,000, or say $300,000 in from a loan size standpoint, is $6,000. 3% being almost $9,000. I'm not interested in paying $9,000 to get access to this capital. So we're going to try and avoid that by only paying $850 or 10% of the total closing costs that I would pay if I did a cash out refinance. So I love that for this reason. The other thing I love it for is if I'm not using the money, I'm not paying interest on the money. If I were to refinance into a $300,000 new first loan, cash out, bring out all that 200 and change in funds, that would go directly into some sort of depository account, which would obviously be paying me very little, if anything. At the same time, I'm paying interest on that refi right away, okay? And that means that I'm basically falling victim to the bank. We do not want to pay interest unless we need the money. So if for whatever reason this deal doesn't work out, which is possible, in fact, I consider it likely at this stage in real estate, it's more likely that it won't work out than will, then I'm not going to be paying a lot of interest while I wait to find that next deal, which could take months and months to find. This is a 3 to 5 week turn time, so there is going to be some delay. If I intend on using this particular debt weapon for the acquisition of this specific property, that has to be factored into our timetable as we're approaching the sellers and making offers. It does require full documentation to be approved. Typically that includes, but primarily even means, tax returns. They want to see what's been going on for the last 2 years. So what I want to do is take the scooter on over to the bank and apply for this in person. Now, I prefer to simplify things and not go to the bank any more often than necessary. But on another great positive note, just like videos from last week, you can see here that there is another, there we go. Look at that. Another $2,180 in affiliate income this week. Guys, we're pulling it in. We're pulling it in. In fact, I got great news yesterday that we're expecting somewhere closer to $25,000 in affiliate income over the next 2 weeks. So guys, affiliate income is an amazing, amazing process that you should be looking into. Make sure you check out the affiliate income video that we dropped recently. I give a list of channels that I obsess over here on YouTube in the description. That's about 10 or 12 deep. And that list alone is invaluable, priceless. Just one of those services, Russell Brunson's 10X conference video that he did in 2017, got me so hyped on ClickFunnels that we were immediately investing into it. I'm not suggesting you should. You need to take a look at your plan and see if it works in, because it costs us $300 a month. And that specific tool has made us somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 some odd thousand this year already. So if you're not taking that seriously, I don't know how else to help you here, folks. But we're gonna go to the bank, deposit this check, and we're gonna go see if we can't get access to another couple $100,000. And in the meantime, we're gonna keep you guys here for the journey. So stick around.